Good day, everyone. Welcome to our introduction to information system. I'm Professor Mary Jane Folioso, your online learning coordinator. So right now, our topic is about e-business and e-commerce. So this lesson provides an overview of e-business and e-commerce. It is designed to familiarize students with current emerging electronic technologies using the internet for business advantage, e-payments, and other opportunities in the electronic world. Our learning outcomes, at the end of the lesson, you are expected to define and appreciate e-commerce and e-business. Identify the difference between e-commerce and e-business. Third, discuss the common types of electronic commerce. Fourth, appreciate the benefits of e-commerce. Fifth, enumerate and appreciate the different methods of an e-payments. Sixth, appreciate the benefits of e-payments. Seventh, discuss the ethical and legal issues in e-business and e-commerce. Okay, so let us start with the overview of e-business and e-commerce. So any entrepreneur or company that decides to practice electronic commerce must develop a strategy to do so effectively. So the first step is to determine exactly why you want to do business over the internet using a website. So there are several reasons for employing the websites. So first is to sell goods and services. Second is to induce people to visit a physical location. Third, to reduce operation and transaction costs. Fourth, to enhance your reputation. So those are the reason for employing the websites. Okay, so let us identify the difference between e-commerce and e-business. So the terms e-commerce and e-business are interchangeably, but what do these words really mean? So what is e-commerce? So when we say e-commerce, describes the buying, selling, transferring, or exchanging of products, services, information via a computer networks. While e-business, it is the application of information and communication technologies, which is the ICT, in support of all the activities of business. So meaning, e-commerce refers to online transactions, meaning buying and selling of goods and or services over the internet. While e-business covers online transactions, but also extends to all internet-based interactions with business partners, suppliers, and customers, such as selling direct to consumers, manufacturers, and suppliers, monitoring and exchanging information, auctioning surplus inventory, and collaborative product design. So these online interactions are aimed at improving or transforming business processes and efficiency. So we have 6 types of e-commerce. First, we have B2C, or the business to consumer. Customers, which is the individuals, deal directly within or with a firm, avoiding intermediaries such as retail stores. While B2B is business to business customers, which is the business organizations, deal directly with a firm, avoiding intermediaries such as retail stores. So how about the C2C? So meaning consumer to consumer. So individual sells products or services directly to other individuals. While B2E means business to employee. So an organization uses e-commerce internally to provide information and services to its employees. Companies allow employees to manage their benefits, take training classes electronically, as well as buy discounted insurance, travel packages, and event tickets. So how about the e-government? So e-government is the use of internet technology in general and e-commerce in particular to deliver information about public services to, to citizens. So meaning it is called government to citizen, which is the G2C. And then the last is the m-commerce. So m-commerce or the M stands for mobile commerce, e-commerce that is conducted in a wireless environment, like for example, smartphones. Okay, let us proceed to benefits of an e-commerce to organization. To organization, the first benefit of e-commerce to organization is national and international markets are more accessible. Second, lower cost of processing, distribution, and retrieving information. So we have three benefits of e-commerce. First is to organization, second is to customers, and third is to society. Okay, so how about the benefits of e-commerce to customers? First, it is 24/7 accessibility. Second, more powerful with ability to research before buying. And then the benefits of e-commerce to society. It has the ability to deliver information, services, and products to people in cities, rural areas, and developing countries. So how about the limitations of e-commerce? We have two limitations. We have technical or technological and non-technological. In technological limitations, so we have three limitations. Lack of universal accepted security standards. Second, insufficient telecommunications bandwidth or internet speed. Third, expensive accessibility. Then in non-technological limitations of e-commerce, perception that e-commerce is unsecure, critical mass, or second is critical mass of sellers and buyers. Okay, in business to consumer, which is the B2C electronic commerce, business to customer or the B2C, it refers to e-commerce activities that are focused on consumers rather than on business. Okay, so the figures show the electronic auction. We have the business organization supplies to a customer, the customer order to a website for order processing. So we have common types of B2C e-commerce. So first, we have cyber banking, we have online securities trading, online job market, travel services, e-tailing. So we have e-storefronts or one business selling their products, and e-malls or multiple businesses selling their products. And we have electronic auctions. Okay, next we have the business-to-business electronic commerce. So if your business is focused on selling products or services to other companies, your model is called B2B or business to business. So in contrast with the business to consumer or consumer to business models, B2B facilitates the transfer of raw materials, parts, and components from which additional profit is derived. So through manufacturing or final sales to consumers. Okay, so the figure shows the business-to-business electronic commerce. So from a business organization, supplies to a wholesaler, the wholesaler orders to a website, or the wholesaler sells to a customer. So the wholesaler orders to a website for order processing. Okay, next, so how about the electronic payments? So electronic payments, a subset of an e-commerce transaction to include electronic payment for buying and selling goods or services offered through the internet. So generally, electronic payment as referring to online transactions on the internet. So there are actually many forms of electronic payments. So when it comes to payment options, nothing is more convenient than electronic payment. So you don't have to write a check, right? Swipe a credit card or handle any paper money. All you have to do is enter some information into your web browser and click your mouse. It's no wonder that more and more people are turning to electronic payment or e-payment as an alternative to sending checks through the mail. So we have methods and types of electronic payment. So number one-time customer to vendor payment. Number two, recurring customer to vendor payment. And number three, automatic bank to vendor payment. So how about the benefits of electronic payment? So first, electronic payment is very convenient for the consumer. Second, electronic payment lower costs for businesses. Third, helps businesses improve customer retention. And then we have the ethical and legal issues, the privacy and the channel conflict. In privacy, so an individual right to privacy is not explicitly guaranteed by the businesses many times, but protection from government intrusion should be implicitly guaranteed. With widely usage of the internet, the right to individual privacy moved beyond private property. So the internet is currently a self-regulated medium. So the internet industry essentially governs itself. So this condition enables the internet to grow without the constraints of legislation. But it also creates problems because there are few specific guidelines to follow. While in channel conflict, A situation when a producer or supplier bypasses the normal channel of distribution and sells directly to the end user. So selling over the internet while maintaining a physical distribution network is an example of channel conflict. So selling over the internet. So how about the legal issues related to e-commerce? So we have 5 legal issues. We have fraud. Sabihin, fraud is fake stocks, investments, business opportunities, auctions, identify theft. And then domain names, the problems with competition. And then we have the cyber squatting. It refers to the practice of registering domain names solely by the purpose of selling them later at a higher price. And then fourth, we have taxes and other fees. So when and where electronic sellers should pay business license taxes, franchise fees, gross receipt taxes, and excise taxes. And then last, we have the copyright, meaning protecting intellectual property in e-commerce and enforcing copyright laws is extremely difficult.